Hello friends! We're once again at the airfield in Voskresensk, where we are continuing to actively and diligently work on the AEROLÖT-01 project. We've just carried out another thorough control weighing of the aircraft. Today, we're in the process of connecting our advanced electric motors. Right now, our chief pilot and operator Dmitry is carefully setting everything up, making sure to check and double-check all the systems to ensure that it all works correctly and reliably.
We came here today to finalize our control system because last time when we installed everything, we weren't getting a proper return signal. We looked around and investigated for quite some time, carefully trying to figure out what was causing it, but unfortunately we couldn't get to the bottom of it. Then, over the weekend, Dima carefully looked everything over and realized that we had missed one important detail on the board. There was one thing. We needed to supply 5 volts of power to the STM microcontroller. Basically, we just needed to make a small trace to supply the necessary 5-volt power. After that, everything should have worked perfectly. But then, unexpectedly, another issue came up. Our signal goes out, but it comes back incorrectly. So yeah, the signal goes out, but it returns incorrectly, which was not what we expected. After poking around and troubleshooting, we figured out why the signal was coming back incorrectly. There was a small nuance in the code that prevented the signal from being recognized properly. After that, when it seemed like everything was finally working, everything suddenly stopped working again. It became clear that the board we had made, the ones we ordered, had the wrong resistor installed. This resistor was reducing the voltage that was supposed to go to the transistor, which would then activate the contactor so that everything would work. Now the guys have resoldered this resistor so that the contactor opens and everything works perfectly. But then it turned out that everything works correctly on one side. On the right side, our fiber optic branch is separated. But on the other side, something isn't working properly. So step by step, we're looking for any shortcomings, bottlenecks, things we hadn't thought of. It's a good training for us to see which contractors we can work with, which ones we can't, and who needs to be double checked and how. Now we're going to develop control processes. What needs to be double checked and how, what can be improved, because overall on this AEROLÖT, we're using a control logic base specifically over fiber optics. So how it will work here is essentially the same as it should be on Nova 2. Here we've already made preliminary draft versions of the boards that we would like to use for Nova 2, so that the signal there also goes through fiber optics, using exactly the same board architecture as before. In the near future, we will try to test it outside in a real-world environment, but I can't say exactly when yet. We need to check with Fedor. He knows the timeline and the schedule much better than I do. He adjusts the timeline each time, and that's probably the right approach.